Let's get right into it. Number 15. The sudden bone crunch. One moment you're turning your head, then pop, a sound fires off like crackers beside your eardrum. It hits fast, makes you wonder if your backbone just folded from excitement. Nah though, bones don't snap that easy and you aren't that intense. Truth? Little air pockets in your joints are bursting, kind of like mini tires blowing after one rough bump. In your synovial joints, tiny pockets filled with liquid that let bones slide smoothly. Gas builds up slowly. As you shift or extend, pressure changes cause the gas to burst out fast. That's the snap. Same science behind cracking open a soda, only swap aluminum for anatomy and fizz for regrets. Just so we're clear, you're not crushing your bones into powder. That noise isn't bone scraping on bone like wooden clicks. Nope, it's all about bubbles popping. Think of it like your joints quietly bubbling away over time. Why does it actually feel that way? Your mind gives you a little high five every time you loosen up stiff joints. Especially when daily desk life's turned you into something resembling furniture. Just for an instant, your nerves seem to sigh. All right, pop those pockets. Set us loose. The weird thing is not about noise. It's knowing your body creaks because tiny bursts of trapped gas pop whenever you move. Think of yourself like human bubble wrap, only slower, worn out, yet somehow still cracking under pressure. That crunchy feeling? That's your bones relaxing, almost like they're done working for now. Number 14. The mystery stomach gurgle. You ever just chillin' in a quiet space, all peaceful like, then bam, your gut erupts like a dying walrus? Haven't touched food since forever. Not even peckish. Yet your belly flips out with a deep, soggy honk, so wild it could wake Neptune from hibernation. This sound, real name borborygmus, since experts love fancy terms, is just your gut cleaning up. The insides of your digestive path have soft muscle that tightens now and then, pushing scraps, bubbles, and swallowed air along like a worker who doesn't care if you're at dinner. Even when you aren't eating, your gut keeps shouting clean up in the colon. Every now and then. When it's totally empty, that noise gets way stronger. Empty areas boost the volume like a speaker. Your belly becomes kind of like an empty room where your guts are practicing loud songs nobody asked for. The weird thing? These squeezes don't quit. They go on nonstop, even when you're out cold, even when you're frantically swiping your screen, even when you're just faking attention at work. Inside you, your gut muscles hustle like overworked staff who never get a raise, always pushing junk along while you whine about getting winded climbing a single set of steps. Next time your belly growls so hard walls shake. Think this ain't about being empty. It's your gut testing whether you broke some fine print rule. Congratulations. Your belly's turned into a splash zone without warning. Number 13. The random ear crackle. You yawn. Then out of nowhere, your ear pops like cereal snapping. Swallow, and it's more. A KKKRRKKK noise, like foil crushed behind your eyeballs. Right away, wild thoughts hit. What if I broke something? Could stuff be dripping from my head? Did I turn part machine without noticing? Nope. Say hello to your eustachian tubes, small passageways linking your ears to your throat. They're meant to remain shut, unless they suddenly aren't. Once they pop open, pressure inside your ear matches the air around you. That tiny change? That's what makes the popping sound. It's kind of like having built-in air flaps in your skull, but way less reliable than a weather vane in a storm. Gape just a bit much, gulp with flair, or even focus hard. All it takes is one jolt and those ear valves pop loose, chirping away. Each tiny move can trigger them, no warning at all, acting up like they've got their own mood. The odd thing? These tubes turn tacky. Yep, tacky. Moisture, sniffles, pressure, or just daily life can make them seal up for a bit. Once they loosen, they split apart like damp adhesive. Fact-based. Gut-wrenching. If the popping noise sounds wet, well, that's fluids moving. It happens since your ears deal with mucus nonstop. Sure thing, ears aren't bone-dry holes. Nope, they're damp, moody passageways tweaking slime amounts like runway techs fixing lights. You're essentially walking with two small, messy accordions in tow, ones that pop wide each time your head tilts back. Your hearing's not failing. It's your mind venting, sort of like a steamy pot left open. Number 12. The sudden heart kaboom. You're lying there, totally chill, drifting somewhere between time to sleep and just one more scroll. Then, bam, your heart goes weird again. One huge, weird thump. Like your heart's staging a breakout from prison, slamming against your chest like it's got zero patience left. Congratulations. Turns out that was a PVC, a premature ventricular contraction. Feels like your engine just died. Could it be? Nah. Scary as hell? Totally. One little electric pulse in your heart trips up, says, oops, misses a single beat, then slams back harder than anything you've ever felt. Here's the science. When your heart skips, it stops just a sec longer than usual. In that gap, more blood gathers in the space. Because of this, the following pulse slams stronger, like your heart cocked back a bat, then whacked your chest bone to prove it's alive. You sense it, yet you can't stand it. So your spirit slips out, just for a sec. The weird thing, PVCs hit anyone, Olympic runners, monks, folks who only sip water and walk in parks. Sometimes your heart just tweaks its beat out of nowhere, like a body DJ tossing in a surprise pause. Stress? Trigger. Caffeine? Trigger. You pondering taxes while in the shower? That's one too. Being alive? That's the main spark. Yet the true shock? How your mind responds. It acts as if a tiny early pulse means instant exile. At the same time, your heart recalibrates, then carries on casually, almost humming. Well, that was something. Your heart's like that office pal who sometimes bangs a door just so folks notice they're around. Number 11. The nose whistle of shame. 1 minute you're just standing there, minding your own business, then out of nowhere a random squeak shoots out your nose like it's trying to join a bird choir. It's not loud, but somehow everyone hears. 'Cause silence makes everything worse. Breathing turns awkward real fast when your face starts making music on its own. No warning, no reason, just noise where there should be none. The worst part? You can't copy it whenever you want. You just can't halt it whenever you want. You won't spot it no matter how hard you poke around, fumbling blind like someone lost underground. Why does this letdown happen? A speck of dry snot sits just right, like a mini booger tuned to hum when you breathe. Air slips by, making it buzz. One sniff turns your nose into a whistle. Suddenly, your whole face is an odd little horn. Pride? Not really part of the deal anymore. Sometimes you hear it due to one side letting in a bit more air. Yep, your nose switches sides like squabbling siblings sharing space. If the flow acts strange, the inner lining trembles, making that faint, eerie noise. The creepy detail. Your nose isn't balanced, ever. One side swells up now then shrinks later because of what's known as the nasal cycle, a quiet change creeping through each hour whether you like it or not. That means out of nowhere, you might start whistling every time you breathe. You attempt to smell? Then it halts. You're trying to stay quiet? Only makes it worse. You attempt to overlook it? Nope, can't happen. Your nose hums a tune from its roots. You've basically got a small harmonica stuck in your face's front part. It kicks in every time life decides to make you look silly. Number 10. The eye squish you didn't ask for. You ever press on your eyes? Suddenly there's this gross, squelchy sound? Feels like poking raw meat through plastic. Kinda reminds you of sinking into a soggy sponge. Maybe even spreading thick salad goo across bread. Honestly, it kinda crosses a line. Welcome to the noise of liquid shifting inside your eyes. Your eyes aren't hard balls. They're soft sacs packed with gel and fluid, mostly vitreous humor. Press on them, lightly, ideally. That mushy squeeze moves the inside stuff around, sound then bounces inside your head like pressing an ear against a full water balloon. It's weird since you shouldn't even notice your eyes moving. It seems way too personal. But still, they make sounds, almost like someone whisking something thick in a pot. Odder still, fat and thin layers inside your eye area might move or graze, making odd noises. Hear a soft pop? That's bits gliding past each other. Catch a low gloop? Fluids shifting around. Get a ripping like noise like tape tearing slowly. Yep, you just found one more weird sound stuck in your head for good. Your brain hates this. Right away it freaks out. Are my eyes collapsing? Are they leaking? Is this how blindness starts? Your eyes are sitting there thinking, yet they say chill, we're simply adding moisture. Your eyes? They're kind of like water balloons covered in flesh. Every now and then, they make sure you remember that weird fact. Number 9. The knee clunk of doom. You get up, shift forward just a bit, then it hits. Clunk. A low thud, empty and loud, bouncing inside your head so you glance at your leg thinking, huh, guess this is where it stops. So long walking, so long plans. Still, no need to panic. That sound isn't your kneecap quitting on you from sheer dullness. It's just the bone slipping back where it belongs, only louder, like a movie stunt gone clicky. The knee works like a tiny complex system, built from tendons, cushioning tissue, and sacs full of liquid, all meant to move together. Yet nearly always, everything runs smooth. Every once in a while, though, the kneecap slips just a hair's width off track, only to jerk right back as if suddenly aware it messed up. Throw in a bit of resistance, trapped air under skin, then toss in one limb stiff from sitting too long. Suddenly you're hearing something oddly satisfying. The weird thing, knees tend to creak more as you get older, not from damage, just wear. Cartilage thins out over time, so there's less cushion between bones, leading to noisier motion, kind of like hinges without oil. In short, your body starts amplifying its inner sounds. If you crouch down and catch a crunching noise, that's crepitus. Basically your knee acting like it's scratching rocks. Most times it won't hurt, yet somehow sounds like pure nightmare fuel. Your knee creaks because the bones in your leg shift, slick up, or pop with little air pockets, kind of like an old motor waking up. Your knees aren't giving out. They're simply tapping random beats on their own. Number 8. The throat click nobody warned you about. You gulp, yet your throat clicks once. Small but clear, almost eerie, sort of like a pen poking under your skin. This noise comes from your hyoid bone, the lone bone in you that never links to another. Floating in your neck, it hangs loose, held just by soft tissue stuff. As you gulp or twist your head, those bits move around, tugging the bone into a slightly different spot. You're actually feeling your neck bones shift into place. Yep, deep inside your neck sits a tiny bone, plus it shifts around when you talk or swallow. Now and then, the pop is just cartilage brushing together. Other times, it's a small pocket of air moving when you gulp. Occasionally, it's your epiglottis, the little shield that stops food going down wrong, closing fast like a hatch. You're essentially holding a tiny moving bone piece in your throat. Sometimes it even twitches on its own. The disturbing part? This noise sits right by your ear, almost like it's coming from inside. You're hearing your bones hum a soft, odd tap. Your throat makes that sound, but it's no big deal. It's only your spine doing office tasks. You're stuck with a little rattle in your throat. It stirs whenever it feels like it. Number 7. The shoulder crunch symphony. Twist your shoulder around. You'll probably hear it. A bunch of small pops, grinds, clicks, or rough sounds piling up till you remember your body's just flesh and bone. This sweet sound comes from your scapulothoracic connection, where your shoulder blade moves along your ribs. Not a typical joint, no ball or socket here. Just bone shifting over muscle, held together by soft layers and slippery fluid doing what they can to cut down drag. But giving it their all carries most of the weight right now. When tissues turn stiff, parched, or shift out of place, just a bit, the sound's like rattling a bag of broken noodles. Rough noise, scratchy texture, yet mostly no big deal. The scary thing? Your shoulder blade moves around a lot based on how you sit, muscle tightness, or just how long you've ignored stretching. This movement can make it rub or snap over your ribs, like clinking rocks under your skin. Medics sometimes refer to it as scapular crepitus, like something out of a dusty old tomb's dark warning. Still, that's just how things are. Healthy, even. Real noise, sharp bites, kinda freaks you out. Your shoulders creak like aged hinges, yet they keep working no matter what. Your bones are always making little sounds, almost like they're adding audio to whatever you do. Number 6. The chest crackle when you stretch. You slump backward, reach your arms out, then pop goes your upper chest, like crushing a flimsy soda bottle. Right away, you're thinking maybe your ribs caved in like a broken folding chair. Take it easy. Your ribs won't cave in, just giving them a moment to settle back. As you stretch your chest, The flat bone down the middle of your ribs moves just a bit. Meanwhile, the flexible tissue linking your ribs, known as costal cartilage, might briefly pop apart then click back in place. This small shift makes a gritty, snapping sound that seems way too loud for something inside a person's body. Sometimes the sounds coming from your manubriosternal joint sounds like magic, right? But nah, it's just that bendy spot in your chest bone. Every now and then, though, it's actually the rib ligaments loosening up after being frozen in one position all day while you sat there faking work mode. The disturbing part? One or two ribs act different on each side. When you reach up, one cracks loud, like kettle corn at a fair, while the other sits quiet, stone-faced. Not balanced. No heads up. Just sudden snaps like peeling tape off cardboard. Your brain isn't into it either, just doesn't like the feel. What was that? Should my ribs make noise? Are my bones snapping in alphabetical order? Yet your body's okay. Simply letting go of stress gathered from sitting curled up like a stone creature. Your ribs aren't cracking, just resetting, kind of like when your laptop freezes up. Number 5. The elbow buzz that feels illegal. You prop on your elbow just a tad too much. Then bam, your hand freaks out, buzzing like something spooky wired it from inside. That sharp jolt spikes down to your smallest fingers, making you rethink why you even moved at all. Congratulations. Smacked your ulnar nerve right now, also called the funny bone, though it's neither amusing nor actually a bone. This nerve runs through a tight channel at your elbow, tucked into a shallow ridge with almost no padding around it. If you knock it or press against it, the nerve zaps signals, kind of like a kid banging random notes on a piano. What's weird? How precise the feeling is. One moment just 2 fingers, next time half your palm, then suddenly shooting up into your wrist. Blame that on the ulnar nerve. It guards its zones like an uptight property manager. Your brain sees that quick spark as tingling, heat, buzzing, or a weird vibe, sometimes even fear. One SEC, it's like your arm doesn't know what arms do. Even weirder, your ulnar nerve might shift in its slot as you bend your arm. In certain folks, it actually flicks across the bony edge with each movement, can even be heard or seen. That joint's acting like it's holding onto a twitchy skipping rope. But still, completely ordinary. Your arm's not fractured, just banging that natural nerve into a sharp edge. Number 4. The foot pop that echoes your mortality. You ever get up, move your foot a bit, then boom, it cracks like thunder? Feels loud enough that you glance sideways, wondering if someone caught the sound. Like you're low-key embarrassed, 'cause now your leg's acting like a firecracker? Feet snap thanks to tendons near the ankle sliding over tiny bone bumps before snapping back, kind of like rubber bands recoiling. Toss in a change in joint pressure or a few gas bubbles brewing, and boom, the foot clicks shut like a trap springing. Even more unsettling, your foot's got 26 bones, along with 33 joints, plus more than 100 tendons and ligaments tucked inside. Each part can crack or pop now and then. So really, feet aren't just lumps at the end of your legs. They work like tiny pipe networks built from noodles, stretchy cords, and little wooden blocks. As you get up or move at dawn, stuff inside shifts and snaps into place, making pops louder than expected. No harm done, it's merely your body tidying up with sound. Yet this ugly truth gets ignored, no one likes facing it. That snap under your sole? Usually the plantar fascia, a tough strip beneath your foot, zinging like a guitar string yanked by a wobbly raccoon. Your feet can make music just like a drum or a beat. Odd, squishy, squeaky tools for making tunes. If your feet were a band, they'd be called the arch support collapse. Number 3. The neck sizzle when you move too fast. Twist your head fast, yet a weird noise pops up, kind of like crackling snow mixed with unease. Feels as if tiny grit is scraping deep down your backbone. Here's the thing, if it feels like your neck might collapse any second, chill out. Most times, that noise comes from little pockets of air squeezing out between joints in your neck bones. Think cracking knuckles, only this happens right near where your spinal cord hooks up to your skull. But sometimes, it's not bubbles. It's tendons plus ligaments moving past bone ridges. If the tissue feels stiff, rough, or sore, a light turn might make sound. Imagine peeling tape from a crate, But swap the crate for your neck, trade the tape for soft body fibers, then crank up the ick factor. The scary thing is how close everything is. Your neck holds nerves, bloodlines, tubes that fuel your brain, basically the main link from skull to torso. That's why odd sounds there seem like something's breaking down. Your brain notices a tickle on your neck, then thinks, I am about to die. At the same time, your neck kind of rolls its shoulders like, just keeping things running. If you hear quick pops one after another, that's your neck popping on both sides. Your neck's not broken. It's simply putting on a show every time you turn your head. Number 2. The lung pew-pew when you lie down. You ever roll onto your side, then suck in air real slow, only to hear a soft squeak or pop from your ribs? Kinda quiet, yet totally weird, like your insides clicked a mini camera. This noise happens in tiny lung pockets called alveoli. If you stay motionless a while, a few shut down without harm. Then, on a big inhale, they snap back open, kinda like nature's own bubble wrap cracking awake. Yes, your lungs actually burst open little sacs each time they stretch out post-rest. Breathing feels kind of gross, yet weirdly amazing at the same time. The weird thing? How silent it feels. Not something you catch with your ears, more like a rumble deep in your gut. A sound that starts within, a soft thud 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 under the ribs. Tiny pockets swelling up, one after another, making hushed bursts from the inside. Medics label it atelectatic crackling. Sounds like some deadly curse straight outta a fantasy flick. Yet it's totally harmless. Your lungs are just not cracking apart. They're only now getting up. Your breath arrives with a little noise at the start. Number 1. The skull thump from your own pulse. You rest your head on a cushion, then out of nowhere your pulse echoes in your skull. Beat after beat after beat. Not from your ribs. Not in your ears. Right there inside your mind like a hollow knock deep in bone. It's known as pulsatile awareness. This kicks in when your pillow, maybe your hand, or some odd sleep position makes you hear blood pumping near your ears and jaw. The bones in your head shake. So does your cushion. Before you know it, your noggin feels like a bass speaker. The disturbing part? You just can't shut it down. Your pulse turns into the creepiest tune ever, pounding, constant, impossible to ignore. Almost as if it's playing from within you like a scary film's warning noise. Sometimes there's a soft rush like blood shifting pace. No issue at hand. Not risky one bit. Just sound playing tricks on your mind. You're listening to life's background music. Yet in the weirdest way imaginable. Your head's like a little cave where blood sounds bounce around. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.